press the bell icon on the YouTube app and never miss another update.
Hi students, we are discussing on vector algebra about addition and subtraction of vectors and also the resolution. I told it is an important tool. You have to repeatedly look into and clear your doubts and become familiar to operate these operators, addition or subtraction or resolution of vectors. With some examples today, I am going to another operator, that is vector product. That details we go later. Let us see one or two problems remaining in addition of vectors. Let's take this example which written here. Find the magnitude and direction cosines of the vector A. So if you are given a vector 3i plus 4j 12k, you have to find the magnitude of it. So the first question is finding the magnitude of vector A can be written as root of, you know the formula, if it is vector A, axi plus ayj plus azk are the vectors component along x, along y, along z direction. If you know, then we go with ax square, ay square, az square. What is ax in this is root of 3 square plus ay is 4 square plus az is 12 square. So you are knowing the table of square. So it is 9 plus 16 plus 144. 69 that equal to 13. 13 unit you got. Magnitude. Now the second part is direction cosines. Along x-axis, cos alpha you are writing as ax by a. You come to know in case of direction cosines we discussed, if it is x, y and z axis, I, j, k unit vectors. If this is the vector A, alpha direction cosines for this, and cos beta is direction cosine for y, and this is gamma direction cosine for z axis. Ax by a, ax is a 3 by 13 what you got here is the direction cosine along x axis. Similarly along y axis making with angle beta, direction cosine for that is cos beta as ay by a. Ay is 4 by 13 is that one, ay is 4, and similarly along z axis cos gamma az by a. Az is equal to 12 by 13 is the third one. So they given the vector, you know the component values ax, ay, az are 3, 4 and 12. With the help of that we got magnitude using this relation, x square root of x square plus a square plus az square, and using cos alpha along x axis along y-axis and along z-axis. I think you are understood. Let I go to the another question. See, example 2. Find the angle made by I plus j vector A as I plus j vector with the x-axis and y-axis. Question is on that. We have to find the angle made by the given vector ai plus j along x and along y-axis. This is the given vector. What this vector making angle has to be known. So coming to the solution, given vector A can be first written as 1i plus 1j. This 1 I written with the standard equation axi and ayj. So you come to know in the graph x and y, this is the vector A having coordinates 1 and 1. Because ax is 1, ay is 1, clearly suggests x coordinate is 1 and y coordinate is also 1. Now we have to find the angle A made with x, theta x. Similarly, angle made A with respect to y is a theta y. To find the angle, what can be done? Just drop the normal to this. It may be OCD. Now you required OC knowing A. OC by A. So OC is known as AX. And this, if I take here as AY, or it is AY, magnitude calculate theta possible, because AX by A, you know adjacent side by hypotenuse is cos theta, or here opposite side by hypotenuse is sin theta, or even theta by adjacent side by hypotenuse is cos theta. But A value, here you know the magnitude of Ax and Ay. Therefore, to get the solution, you have to get magnitude of vector A, magnitude of vector A, so that equal to root of, here only Ax square plus Ay square, which gives you 1 square plus 1 square equal to root 2. So we got the magnitude. Now our job becomes simple. The first angle made by A with respect to x-axis. You want angle made by this. So how can you calculate here? You know Ax by A can be written as cos theta x, ax by a. Therefore, theta x, what can I write? Theta x is cos inverse of ax by a. So, this can be cos inverse of 1 by root 2. Root 2 is a, ax is 1. What we got is 45 degree because cos 45 is 1 by root 2. Similarly, angle made by A with respect to y axis, theta y. Let us take here in this adjacent side by hypotenuse, ay by a can be written as cos theta y, ay by a. So again substitute here cos inverse of ay by a. That again become equal to 1 by root 2. Because ay is 1, a is root 2. The final answer we get is 45 degree. So we got the given component. So vector a is given, and also we can find from that the component of vector along x and y axis. But their question is on finding angle. If you know the component and vector, the trigonometric ratio gives us the value of theta. And in this case, we got vector A make with respect to x axis is 45 and also y axis is 45. How we come to this conclusion is they given the vector and also by which we can know the ay and ax. When the question theta is asked, directly think about the trigonometric ratio, which help you to find theta. Let's go to the another problem. So the next example, find vector which when added to a resultant of vector A equal to 2i plus 7j minus 10k and vector B equal to I plus 2j plus 3k. Give a unit vector along x-axis. Give a unit vector along x-axis. Now see the question in this. You are given the two vectors A and B. Let first write this. Vector A given is 2i plus 7j minus 10k. Vector B given is I plus 2j plus 3k. You have two vectors. What the resultant means, the resultant of these two. Here resultant meaning is A plus B. Meaning of resultant is A plus B. Give a unit vector along x-axis. when added, the resultant of this give a unit vector along the x-axis. You have to find a vector. So you have to find a vector when added to the resultant give a unit vector. So therefore assume let C is a vector. I consider here C is a new vector I am taking which added with the resultant vector. This A plus B equal to resultant what we get. This gives you the unit vector along x-axis. It is unit vector along x-axis. I hope you are understood here. Vector you have to find. You have to find this value. C is how much? Adding the two, you will get some resultant. That resultant with this new vector when add, you will get a unit vector along x-axis. That is I. Now to start with in the first step, find A plus B, which we call it as R. A 2i plus 7j minus 10k plus I plus 2j plus 3k. You know, in addition, we go with 1 to I, j to j, k to k. 2 plus 1 is 3i. Minus plus 7, 2 is plus 9j. Minus 10 plus 3 is minus 7k is 1. I hope you are followed. I to I, 7 plus 2, minus 10 plus 3 is 7, 2i plus I is 3. Second, according to the condition, R plus C must go to unit vector I. This implies 3i plus 9j minus 7k plus C plus a vector will go to I. So only leave the C which you want. Vector C, required vector, you ask the C. Find vector C. Transfer all this to other side. I minus 3i minus 9i plus 7k. What the answer, the new vector you got? Now answer we arrived directly from this, that I minus 3i is minus 2i minus 9j plus 7k. This is the answer. You have to find a vector whose, when added to a resultant, when added, this vector when added to a resultant gives a unit vector along x-axis. This is the condition we applied. Important to get the answer. First we determined R plus C gives you unit vector. We calculated that. I think you are followed. Let's go to the another question. Have a glance. Next example, for the shown situation, what is the magnitude of minimum force what is the magnitude of the minimum force in a Newton that can be applied in any direction so that resultant force is along east direction only. So they given the figure here like this. This is the east, north, south and west can take, and one force here 3 Newton, maybe F1, and another is 5 Newton, F2, and F3 is the 4 Newton. 4 Newton given. So let us see the question what says. So this if I called as x direction and assigned I, as y direction and assigned j. Now angle is also given, that one. Yes, here the angle is 30 degree. Now question is, shown situation, what is the magnitude of the minimum force required so that can be applied in any direction so that the resultant force is along only x-axis. That means I have to apply some force. I have to apply some force so that now the final, after application of that new force which is minimum value, make the force only along east direction. So already one force is in the direction. Now think in a very intelligently, though simply because this cannot be touched because already in this direction. The problem of this I have to neutralize because it is having a direction northward, j direction. And this vector has two components. One vector component is coming along this direction. So F2x is along east. It is also not a problem to us because both are coming in the east direction. Don't touch them at all. However, they asked only the final force should remain only along east direction. No problem. But the problem is I have to see this force to get neutralized, and another one is this 5 Newton component of this. Again, if I take in this direction, its component as F2y. F2y is something it has. These two are acting in the positive j direction. Now think if I applied a force in the opposite direction, F minimum, that can minus j direction. If these two gets cancelled by this, only these two acting east direction remain. Therefore, so that resultant force along east direction only to remain possible solution is here. Resolve first F2 equal to 5 Newton along y-axis, because x-axis component I am not going at all because it is east direction already preferred, the final should remain. So this F2y means this is F2y. Opposite side by hypotenuse gives you sine function. Therefore, F2y equal to F into sine 30. I think you are followed here. Opposite side by hypotenuse. Hypotenuse is 5 Newton. F2y by 5 is sine 30. So therefore, F2 is 5 Newton into sine 30 is half. It is a 5 by 2. So this is one. Now it is acting along one direction, that is no doubt upward. Right? Now these two take. To keep only to make resultant only along east, possibility is F1 plus magnitude of F1 plus magnitude of F2y plus magnitude of minimum force which I can apply should become 0. Addition of these three forces should become 0, so that only the resultant remain in the east direction. So therefore, F minimum can be written as minus F1 minus F2y. Minus F1 is 3 minus 5 by 2. 5 by 2 we have here. So 3 2s are 6, 6, 5. Minus 6 plus 5 is 11 by 2 Newton. If I applied F minimum, minus indicate in the opposite direction. If I applied in this direction, the sum of these two is plus actually. 3 2s are 6 plus 5, 11 by 2. Sum of these two. But we apply it in the opposite direction, then these two get cancelled, only remain the force in the east direction. The condition that they mentioned, resultant force should be only along x-axis. Don't think about the forces present in the x-axis, that is also positive, not negative. Because this only have the two components. I taken only y component, added with this and got the resultant. That negative minimum force which I apply is negative north means along south direction, so that minimum force I applied make the resultant along x-axis. Let's go to the next one. Let us come to the another problem. The sum of three vectors is 0. What is the magnitude of vectors? OB and OC. So for this they given a figure here. So O OA vector is 10 Newton and there is OC vector C making 45 degree and another vector is B. It is in equilibrium. 0 means they are in equilibrium. You have to find the vectors. You have to find OB, vector OB and also vector OC. These two questions. Under the action of this OC, OB and OA, it is in equilibrium. The point is in equilibrium. Now you have to get OB and OC. So to do that, just see the figure. The question is finding these two and system is in equilibrium, resolving into two components. If I call this as E and D, now this OC components can balance independently the two vectors. That means if it is in equilibrium, OE must be equal and opposite to A and OD must be equal and opposite to OB. Is it not? If we are determining OD means we are determining OB. So let us what the component, if you determine the component of OC along OE, if you determined OE means we are able to find OC because OE is equal to 10 Newton. I say here to come to a conclusion solution, OE is equal to vector OA is equal to 10 Newton because it balance equilibrium, it bringing equilibrium. The component of C along this direction balance this vector. Therefore, OE equal to A. Now, OE by OC what gives in this figure? If it is 45 or OE equal to OE here also, opposite side by hypotenuse. Opposite side by hypotenuse is sin theta. So, therefore, OE by OC, first from figure, OE by OC is equal to sin 45 degree, that is 1 by root 2. But you want OC, therefore vector OC is equal to OE into root 2, which is equal to 10 root 2 10 Newton. Therefore, the answer is Newton. I think understood why I arrived to get the value of OC. Right, I hope. Now, the second you think here for the second part, similarly to it is equilibrium means OD must balance B. That means OB is nothing but OD. I want to get OD. But in the figure OD by OC, I can write here, OD vector by OC vector gives you adjacent side by hypotenuse is cos 45. OD equal to OC cos 45. This is OC cos 45. What is OC? 10 root 2 into 1 by root 2. Hence, OB is equal to how much? 10 Newton. So, you got the answer. So, we resolved the vector. OC, it is in equilibrium condition. OB should balance OD and OE in balance OA, which used here to find OC and OB relation. I think you are understood. Let us go to another problem. Let us take another example. Two forces each numerically equal to 10 Newton are acting as shown. Find the resultant R. In the figure shown, one vector 10 Newton may be called as A, and another vector B also have magnitude 10 Newton. Angle between them is 60 degree. When you are seeing this, see this angle measurement very careful here. This is not the angle between the two vectors to find the resultant. Formula we have, resultant determination, but always how to join? If the vector A and it is the tail and tip to tip or tail to tail join. This tail is this, join the tail of that, this is the vector maybe, but joined for B. If it is 60, actual angle theta between the two become 180 minus 60 equal to 120 degree. So your angle between the two vectors is not 60, 120. Now we can find the resultant. So if you go with traditional method, magnitude of resultant, or you can use the relation A square plus B square plus 2AB cos theta. So that gives you R equal to root of 10 square plus 2 into 10 into 10 into cos 120. Cos 120 is cos 90 plus 30. Becomes sin 30, but minus second quadrant. So half of get cancels. What remained is here 10 square plus 10 square minus 10 square, because this two cancels, minus half it is. Cos 120 equal to minus half. So therefore answer remained is 10 Newton. It is as usually we go without thinking, our mind is not working correctly in response to some tricks. So first step is over. The second step, if you want angle tan alpha, angle made by the resultant, somewhere it may be going like this. The angle made by A with respect to the resultant is alpha equal to B sin 120 by A plus B cos 120. So B is a 10, sin 120 is cos 90 plus 30. Cos 90 plus 30 is root 3 by 2. A already you know. B is 10. I am writing value. 10 minus 10. Minus 10. Cost 120 is half, minus 10 by 2. How much it become? Half remains, 10 cancels, and it is root 3. because 20 minus 10 is 10. 10 cancels, it go to the numerator, 2 cancels, root 3. Therefore, alpha equal to tan inverse of root 3 equal to 60 degrees, the second answer. Angle made by A with R with respect to A, or with respect to A. This is another answer, alpha. So this job actually going through the algebraic, your vector algebra. But what the tricks when we say condition observe? Immediately before going to this simplifications, always our eye should be on the vectors. Two vectors have same magnitude. A equal to B equal to tan Newton. What is the angle between them is 120 degree. What is the condition given to you? Resultant R become equal to the one of the vectors when both vectors are of same magnitude and angle is 120. No any mathematical calculation is necessary. If you remember that step, is final. If A equal to B, theta between them is 120 degree, then immediately write the one of the vectors. Resultant is equal to one of the vectors. And also you know, it divides the angle. Therefore, alpha must be equal to 60 degree, 120 by 2. Okay. Our work is over. Simple. Without only in mind you can work and get the answer. Without going through this all simplifications. I showed the both. If you are going for entrance interest, then you have to come on to this step. If you for board exam, you have to be in this. Both are preferably, but you have to speed up the process of simplification physics. We need that. Let's come to the another question. Take another example. Show that when a particle is moving, in uniform circular motion, with the constant speed v, magnitude of change in velocity delta V should be equal to 2V sine theta by 2. So here we have to think something here, because they are telling that some particle is moving in circular motion, uniform circle it is describing, let be of some radius r. Now let us consider the position of the particle at A. At lowest position, completely velocity is along VA, if you consider, is V. Only along V. And if you take at this position, Vy is 0. In this direction is 0. Va along x, Vax, I can give Vay. No component of velocity perpendicular, tangentially the velocity exists here. Now it is turned through an angle theta. This is the angle theta to which the particle moved to new position. Now the velocity is tangentially acting. Is the velocity v. Now it is changed slowly to this direction. Now if I drop the line like this and normal to this radially outward, and with respect to the horizontal, it is also turned through an angle theta. Why? Because in this triangle, see, it is 90 degree. Then it is 90 minus theta. If it is 90, it is 90 minus theta. This is 90 minus theta. Then this should be theta because this is perpendicular. Radius and tangent are in a circle perpendicular to each other. And hence this is theta. Then what is the component at B? At the point B, Vx, Vbx, and component along this direction, Vby, of this, that can be obtained. You know how to get is drawing the perpendicular, because our aim is to get change in velocity. Change in velocity at 2 points, you have to separately take the x and y component and apply the vector method to find the change in velocity. Difference in velocity in x component, difference in velocity in the y component. Then what? We can find the difference so that we can get this final answer. So now what is here, I write before going to that step, I explain you here. So this is adjacent side by hypotenuse, Vbx by V is equal to cos theta, or Vbx is equal to V cos theta. Similarly, Vby by V is equal to sin theta, because this is Vby, opposite side by hypotenuse. So Vby is equal to V sin theta. So these two y we determined, it is the reference of the figure. To find the change in velocity, our aim is to get the two position. At one position, I taken velocity tangentially always to the circle, completely along horizontal direction. Vertical direction, no component exists at A. But when come to B, the velocities appear to be in some direction tangentially. I found the x component and y component. Let us come to the position to get the solution to this problem. Solution to problem. First find out what is the changes in x component of velocity. Changes in x component of velocity. What is the velocity is here? V. What is here is Vbx is V cos theta. So V minus V cos theta. This, here it is V, here it is V cos theta. Let it be 1. Again find the changes in y component. Y component, here it is 0, but here it is Vby is V sin theta. V sin theta minus 0, again it is V sin theta only as a second one. What is the question? Delta V, change in velocity magnitude. So vector, these two are vectors. What we got actually here, this is nothing but you can think of a vector like this. It is a vector Vx along I direction. It is the changes in velocity along j direction. Angle between them is 90 degree. Now Vx and Vy, really to speak, delta V equal to vector form delta Vxi plus delta Vyj is the relation we have now. To get this, what I did, delta Vx we got difference in speed between these two, x component Vbx and V, and y component changes as delta Vy. So now if you want the magnitude of this vector, so the difference is nothing but, when you go for that, finding the difference. So you know addition or subtraction when perpendicular, no difference. So you will use delta Vx square plus delta Vy square. Minus 2ab cancelled because cos 90, here 90 degree. Minus 2 delta Vx, do with delta V, cos 90 is 0. Therefore, I not written. So come back to this position now. Now here delta Vx square is V minus V cos theta whole square plus V sin theta whole square with the square root. What I do here, V common I bring out, and inside the bracket 1 minus cos theta whole square is 1 square cos square theta plus 2 cos theta, sorry, minus because a minus b whole square, a square plus b square minus 2ab, a is 1, therefore v is taken out, plus v square sin square theta, as I am not, v is taken out, therefore I am not taking v, only write sin square theta. And you are knowing very well sin square theta plus cos square theta is 1. Therefore, I can write as v into root of 1 plus sin square theta cos square theta is 1 plus 1 minus 2 cos theta. This I can write as 2 into 1 minus cos theta, because 2, it is 2, I brought 2 out, 2 minus 2. So you know what is the relation for this, delta V equal to 1 minus cos theta can be written as V, here V written, this V into root of 2 into 2 sin square theta by 2. You know that relation, 1 minus cos theta by 2 is equal to sin square theta by 2. In trigonometry, we given the standard equation. In place of 1 minus cos theta, I substituted as 2 sin square theta by 2. Now 2 square is 4. When you brought out, our answer is obtained. Delta V is equal to 2 sin 2V sin theta by 2 is the answer. 2 sin theta by 2 V. Hence we got the answer what is asked. That is what they asked to show this. What we did is, particle is moving in a circle means always imagine its velocity is tangent to the circle. Always a tangent velocity in every position, it is tangentially acts like this. You may be observed when you are sharpening the knife to the grinding stone, the sparks are running tangentially. Like here the velocity vector is tangentially to that. So here one vector considered and velocity considered at some point making an angle theta, some angle. I told you why this become theta. And find the two components along x and along y. So that you got v along this direction and this component difference given that value. And y component also we determined. I told you both are perpendicular to each other. Changes in x direction, changes in y direction. When you taken the difference means minus 2ab, actually minus delta v, delta vy cos theta. Cos 90 is 0, therefore I not written that. And substituting this and simplification for this is the formula 1 minus cos theta by 2 s sin square theta by 2. Such applications in physics it comes. We have gone through the plenty of problems to make you to come into the interest of the mathematical part, these vectors into the physics. So with this idea, I am coming to the concept of vector product. Like before that, have a glance clearly on this. So we have discussed in length the problems to understand the concept of vector addition and subtraction, including the resolution of vectors. Now coming to the another operator as vector product. Vector product we take in two forms. Number one, vector multiplying with a scalar. And another is vector multiplying with a vector. What this is, let us see in the next class. But I taking today this vector multiplied by a scalar. Vector multiplying by a scalar. What is the resultant we get? If I take a vector A multiplying by a number n, which is a scalar. To understand this, just now consider for reference interesting fact here. So vector cannot be add with a scalar, subtract with a scalar, but possible vector multiplication with a scalar. So let us consider this is a vector A. This vector A is, there are different cases. If I case number 1 I consider now, case 1, if n is greater than 1, positive, then what we will get is resultant are equal to A into n as NA. See, this scalar is a very important role plays in changing the nature of vector. It can change either the direction, either the magnitude or both of them. It can change the direction of the vector, it can change the magnitude of the vector, or it can change both. How? That we'll see here. So n is a number, for example, in this case I take 5. N is 5. I multiplied with a number, positive number greater than 1. So now you will get a vector having magnitude. So that is at 5 times than this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. This is the original vector A. Now this vector become NA when multiplied with n. Now you are seeing the large magnitude of this. The magnitude is increased so much that depend upon the value of n. Larger and larger the value of n goes on increases, but direction same. In this case you are seeing only magnitude is increasing with same direction. Let us take the second case, n is greater than 1 but negative. Number is negative, minus n. So that r is equal to a into minus n, which is minus 2, minus 3, that may be minus 5. So minus 5a vector, if I take 5. Now here it is 5a positive. That means we are seeing in this case the vector is having magnitude equal to that earlier case. With respect to a, magnitude is increased. See, in this case, magnitude is increased with respect to a. But what we did, multiplied by minus 5. Thereby we got a vector na, which is also in the opposite direction. See, role of the scalar in multiplying with a vector. So it can have the role, it has significant role, it can change the direction, it can change the magnitude. We are seeing both are changed in this case. It changes the magnitude and changes the direction. Let us take another example, third one. N is greater than 1 but fraction. Fraction means let r is equal to vector a into minus half. That become minus a by 2. See here, sorry, plus half, positive, fraction positive, plus half. Plus half, magnitude decreases. See, with respect to a, now we are getting a smaller a with the same direction. A dash is equal to a by 2. Now its magnitude is decreased. Not only increases, it can decrease or increase the magnitude. Direction same. Let us think the fourth one. N is less than 1 but fraction. That means r is equal to minus half into a. Minus half is n. Now what happens here, you are seeing the magnitude is same, half, but direction is reversed. A2 if I repeat, that minus a by 2. This is what, however, we are written as a resultant. Okay, no problem. We are writing resultant. So now here it is decreased at direction changes. Here both are changed, magnitude and direction. Here only magnitude changed. Here both changed. Here magnitude changed. Now another chance is there, fifth one. Fifth one, if n is 0. So resultant, if you see 0 multiplied by a become a 0. That means null vector. Null vector means here almost 0. No magnitude, no direction. That is the significant role of the scalar. How can change the nature of vector in the product? A vector can convert its magnitude, scalar can convert the vector's magnitude or direction or both of them. I hope you have followed the 5 different cases I explained, how scalar changes the magnitude and direction of a vector. If you multiplied with 0, it converts to a null vector. Loses both magnitude and direction. Negative fraction decreases reverse direction. Positive fraction decreases direction same. Negative with larger number, then reverses increases, direction changes. Positive greater number increases magnitude and both. With a small example, I conclude today's class urgently. I hope you have understood this. I am coming to that problem before concluding today's class. First coming back, I hope you have understood this, how scalar takes, when we multiplied with a vector, changes the magnitude and direction of the given vector. Now let us think you are given angle between vector A and B is pi by 3. Vector given, let us consider this is the vector A and this is the vector B, angle is pi by 3. Question is, find the angle between 3a and minus 2b vector. So here tail to tail join, pi by 3 is right one, first confirmed. But the question is 3a. How I am taking the application of scalar with a vector. So now here this magnitude increases to 3 times, positive, okay. Magnitude is increased 3 times. But B is acting in this direction. Now minus 2B, it is also increased, but along with that, direction also changed to B vector. But already it is pi by 3. Pi by 3 is 60 degree. I hope you are now followed. Tail to tail joint, it is minus 2b, it is 3a. What is the angle between these two? 60 if you deducted, this become 120 degree. Or I can write in terms of that is 2 pi 3. It is the answer. Now angle between these two is theta equal to 2 pi by 3. See, just by multiplying with the numbers 3 and minus 2, even angle changes. That is what the beauty of the scalar product. Scalar multiplied with a vector, not a product. Scalar multiplied by a vector. It can change the magnitude, it can change the direction, even it can change the angle. That is what, and how the best example you learnt in physics in high school. For example, you take force m into A. A is acceleration, is a vector. M is mass, is a scalar. Mass into vector, that scalar into vector is a vector. F, a vector, larger vector, scalar multiplied by a vector. Or you can take the momentum P as mass into velocity. Mass is a scalar, velocity is a vector, this is a vector. We get a vector scalar multiplication with a vector, scalar multiplied by a vector. With this simple knowledge, I taken today in respect of vector product, the one which is called as a vector multiplying with a scalar. Its important role it has, it can change the direction, it can change the magnitude, or even in such case change the direction. Increases or decreases or reverse the directions. And let us see the important operator, the vector product, particularly the tomorrow dot product and the cross product of vectors. Thank you.